what I've seen lately as kind of new is using video as this like, I almost think about it as this great like authenticity engine, this transparency engine, like this rise of, and part of this is just because of how video is being used on social media and other cases, but like this rise of intentionally using video as a way to like demonstrate authenticity, transparency, and allow people to get to know you. And I think we really saw the rise of this during the P word that we will not speak of, that ends in emic. When all of a sudden now we're all on Zoom calls at home with our pets behind us and all these things, and there was this like sort of great moment across the world of business where all of a sudden we were all humans again, right? Which was super cool, and that like actually has really carried forward. So I'm now seeing like real like high end producers are using iPhones to record even produced videos. And they're not using stabilizers because they want it to be a little bit shaky, because they want it to feel as authentic as possible. They want it to feel as much like a TikTok video, right? More like a TikTok than they do like a scripted, produced, acted video. So there's all these use cases where we're seeing people intentionally using video now to come across and be more authentic, more real, to connect with their audience, to kind of demonstrate that empathy, right? Like the old, the old executive communications was like the CEO in the boardroom and, all dressed up and like very formal. And now, right, it's like it's totally flipped. Like the executive communications that get the highest engagement are, again, the executive like at home, sitting on their couch. Maybe they're wearing a cowboy hat just to like play off of some weird pun they're going to talk about, right? It's much more casual. It's much more personal. It's very real. And they probably recorded it themselves on their smartphone. They didn't call in the production team to script it and do it, right? We see it in like customer onboarding. I got this amazing video once. I loved this when I was a buyer, and we were in like the very late stage of like making the purchase decision, and we got a video from the team, the sales team that we were selling to, and they basically had cut together clips of each of the different people that would be working with us should we sign on. Introducing themselves and like talking about how they'd support us. So it starts with like, hey, it's, I'll just make up some names here. Like, hey, it's Carol here. As you know, I'm your lead account rep. And, if we move to actually bring you on board as a customer, I'm really excited to get you there. But at that moment, I would hand you off to one of our most amazing account managers, Sarah. I'm going to pass it off to her to introduce herself, right? And Sarah comes on. It's like, hey, I'm Sarah. I'm one of the account managers here. I love helping my customers do A, B, and C. I just helped this other company hit this amazing milestone, and I hope to get the chance to work with you. Now I'm going to pass it off to our CFO, who'll be the one who'll be working with you on any finance terms, right? And the CFO comes on, but they're not like together in a boardroom, right? Like the CFO was like at his cottage and like recorded a video on the deck of his cottage. And so it was this awesome montage where by the end of it, I'm like, these are great people. Like I totally want to work with these people. And it was like almost this intentional mode to like humanize the business. And by the end of it, I shared around with the whole team and I'm like, hey, meet the team. And they're like, are we buying from them? I'm like, yeah, I think we are. Seems like we're getting married. Let's go. So there's all these neat use cases where like you can start to do these really casual personal videos. Even when you're demonstrating a product, launching a new feature, showing somebody how to do something, like intentionally being like, hey, this isn't a scripted produced thing. This is like me showing it to you, because that's what I'm here for. That stuff is working really, really well.